The Lions enter the SCG without a win at this venue since season 2002. In fact, Brisbane have only one victory over the Swans in its last 10 meetings at any ground. Tonight, Brisbane look to secure a home final, whilst the Sydney Swans say goodbye to three of its stars. Hello and welcome to the SCG for this round 22 clash. It's the Brisbane Lions taking on the Sydney Swans. And Shorey, you join me here tonight, and great champion of Collingwood, but this is a big game for two teams with very different motivations. The Sydney Swans are out of finals, but the Brisbane Lions want to ramp up for a big finals campaign.
Well, the Sydney Swans are saying goodbye to three of their great champions, and emotionally that will get you up for a while. But I think for the Brisbane Lions, when you're talking about trying to win a game to get a home final, which gives you an enormous advantage, I think emotionally you will be to this game straight away. So it's a big test for the Brisbane Lions, and as we see, they've had a couple of bad changes. Bradshaw's out of the side, the full forward, and also Merritt as a full-back.
Yeah, Rowe and Henderson have both been playing some good football in the reserves, so very big inclusions. Drummond's been in great touch across half-back. Travis Johnson, he could play across the midfield or in half-back position, but there'll be a lot asked once again on Jonathan Brown.
And the one person also, Mitch Clark, has had a sensational year. Comes up against, I think, one of the best ruckmen in the competition in Darren Jolly, as we see it there. Gee, you look at their back line. Craig Bolton's had another fantastic year. My nephew, Reece Shaw, would probably be up close to the best and fairest. And Adam Goods, as we say, he's had nearly a Brownlow medal year again, maybe when he's third. But McVeigh coming back, and I think you can hear the Sydney Swans as they come into the ground. Just the support for their great champions, the three players, Crouch, Michael O'Loughlin, and also Leo Barry, who retired tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's a parade of champions there along the sidelines, including Barry Hall is out there, Bobby Skilton, Mark Browning. There is an enormous amount of players. So a lot of emotion already tonight for the Sydney Swans. A bronze statue of Paul Roos was unveiled outside the ground at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So plenty to play for. You thought the season was over last week for the Sydney Swans, but they go into this one all pumped up for a big performance.
Well, what they do, you know, the Sydney Swans, you know, they're hardly ever non-competitive. The way that Roosie coaches them, they play, they cut down sides. SCG, they love playing the SCG. So it's going to be very hard for the Brisbane Lions midfielders to get out. We can see, there he is, Leo Barry. Sensational. Everybody remembers that mark, don't they? Lynchy about in the grand final, the final seconds of the grand final when they won their premiership.
It was certainly a great moment. Well, Lee Colbert caught up with both coaches a little earlier, and he started with Sydney Swans, Paul Roos.
It's been a big day for the Roos family. You've had a statue unveiled, a 200-kilo statue outside the ground. It's pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to put into words, but yeah, hopefully when people go past, it's me holding the cup, and a lot of people, a lot of effort went into that, winning that day in 2005. So hopefully everyone can take something from it, and when they walk past and look at it, we can be proud of the achievement of the premiership year.
You've got retirees, the Hall of Fame inductees are here tonight, and of course it's round 22.
Yeah, it is a big night, which is good because we can't play finals, but it's great. We've got three guys we're sending off, and we've got a lot to play for, and obviously they have as well. So hopefully we'll be up for the game.
Home final up for grabs. Brisbane must win. Sydney wanting to send off three of their premiership heroes. We're underway. Last home and away game for both teams. Sydney, they won't play in the finals. They go forward. Goods took a clean mark from the first clearance. He's outside 50. Looks up, goes short to Michael O'Loughlin. They've done that 1,000 times before.
And isn't that an outstanding sign for the Sydney Swans team and their supporters? Two of their guns that on their day can be the absolute best in the competition, but likewise can have quiet ones, but they got off to a flyer. Adam Goods had the right position, started in front, and just looked after his great mate Mickey O'Loughlin with a lace-out pass, so he can have a shot on goal 30 metres out on 45-degree angle.
303 games of AFL football, second greatest goal scorer, 517 would be a dream start, and he kicks the opening goal inside the first minute. Johnson to the bearded Hawksley. Must be living in the same house.
Yeah, no raises there.
Hawksley comes out to the near side, not a good kick, numbers favouring Sydney. Jolly went to ground. Redden fed a handball forward to the ball, goes to Austin, I should say, in the direction of a teammate. Mitch Clark worked his opponent, Grundy underneath it. Mitch Clark for Brisbane's first goal. Great finish from a big man. Finally they get their goal, and we've played 14 minutes. Grundy, Matner, sprays another kick, not good. Clean pick up by Harding, went to ground, took the tackle, got it to Sherman from 45. Brisbane, back-to-back goals, it's in the book. Called to play on.
So he put himself under pressure.
Steers the kick inside the square. Risky decision. Smith will get back there first.
They're open here.
Goes to O'Keefe and he opens up the outer wing for Leo Barry. No right foot, Leo. Gets around a would-be tackler. Goes through two and drills it onto the path of a teammate. That's Kristen Thornton.
Well, where we said
50.
That was great work, Leo Barry. Where we said before, typical of the desperation at the other end of the ground with a smother on Mitch Clark. That was typical of Leo Barry over the last 8 years, where he's backed himself off half-back, takes on the tackler, and you've got to know Leo Barry's going to take you on. He's going to duck around, try to get back onto his left foot, and a beautiful bit of work with the foot to hit the target inside 50.
What about Jared Brennan, though? He plays like a millionaire sometimes, but that turnover in the midfield...
Thornton gives that a good ride, and the umpire does not move. They come from everywhere. Sydney get their second. And he goes the opposite side of the behind post, so we'll do it again. 15 apiece, 5.5 still to play. O'Loughlin and Rowe tangled, not much in there.
Probably would have been a better option for the Brisbane Lions if they'd gone through for a point. Dangerous situation. Sydney Swans are usually very good in this position of the ground.
Jolly, one of the front position, got a handball to Adam Goods, who kicks a goal. Shades of Nick Davis a few years ago. 6-point lead to Sydney as we make our way towards quarter time. Harding through the pack, got through traffic and kicked an easy goal. His last 6 weeks have been outstanding, Adam Goods, and I think you're right, Shorey. Now that Barry Hall's gone, he becomes a focal point inside 50. Ablett, it's down the line, gentle nudge from Mitch Clark. To Black. That's a short option.
Gee, that's a
That
shot.
might have been intended for Powell, but Jude Bolton got it together the loose ball. Goes to Ryan O'Keefe. Runs his full measure. And then goes to Michael O'Loughlin.
Mickey O, he just doubled back. He saw O'Keefe searching for his left foot, pushed back hard towards the goal square, then doubled back on his opponent. As we see the turnover there from Simon Black, he hits the targets more often than not. But here, Mickey O's gone backwards, just lost contact to Jason Rowe, and always very hard to pick up from that position. Mickey O will line up for another goal to get the Swans off to a good start in the second term.
Pick number 40 in the 1994 National Draft. 518 goals. That is 519.
Lucky.
Thornton, rocket handball.
Well done, Simon Black.
And Mitch Clark gives it to Rich and run. In erection of Brown. It was a well-weighted kick. He looks up. He's got nothing but Sydney players setting up a wall, so he decides to go to Brennan. Wonderful kick. Needs the bounce, needs the ball, and kicks the goal. Tarish Catelli wheels around. High ball. Brown's got his work cut out. That's in front of him. Sheldon gathered the loose ball. Sherman round the corner. Justin Sherman.
There's that matchup.
Has got two. O'Keefe took it in the air and kept going. The chest of Goods. Once his very good friend Michael O'Loughlin ignored that, went to Jesse White. Called to play on. He's got a bit of toe. He's got too much for Stiller. Couple of metres in. Jesse White kicks a beauty. Harding worked hard into space. Got the kick from Redden. 2-point ball game, under 10 minutes to play in this second quarter. Jesse White coming off, placing him Michael O'Loughlin. In the meantime, McGrath, the run, the overlap, the kick was good to Brown.
It was a great kick. Craig Bolton, as we've seen on a couple of occasions in this game already, has fantastic closing speed, but couldn't get close enough to Jonathan Brown. Good strong hands. The Ash McGrath pass was low and very quick. Jonathan Brown.
Although I think the Sydney Swans forward line looks more potent, what's happening though, their defensive work out of there. Brisbane are rebounding Brantley and setting these up the other end.
Got the four behinds. Jonathan Brown will ride with the kick. Nice off the boot.
Yeah.
He's a great player. Gets his first. Good. 65 from home. Brown goes towards the pocket. Got a teammate, Patful deep. Ignores that. He comes back through the corridor. Good kick goes to McGrath.
Gee, Mitch Clark was on. If he moved it quicker, Ash McGrath. He's got to go. Normally players make the distance from here, so he looks like he's saying, yeah, I'll take it on now.
A very penetrating kick, Ash McGrath. He'll get the journey. There's No doubt about that. I'm not going to call that he's going to kick the goal because we've just slaughtered all players. But no, very, very safe shot from long range is Ash McGrath.
Been very creative off half-back. He's only kicked the 4 goals this year. A kick from deep inside the square. Gives it a good ride. That's a thumping kick. Ash McGrath gets his 5th goal for the year.
Back.
Just a low ball. Grundy hadn't have been there. It would have got Jonathan Brown on the chest. He tries to kick one underground to a teammate. Getting there was Sheldon. Over the top was Polkinghorne. Did well. Fed a handball back. Brisbane with numbers. High ball round the corner. Not a bad looking kick. That's a fantastic kick. Well done to Matt Austin. Jesse White. The wonderful goal in this second quarter. Down the line to O'Dwyer. Good clean grab. Going to ground was Stiller. Let's see if O'Dwyer has watched Jesse White. No, he lowered the vision. Wonderful play.
How good was that? That is a hard mark when you're at full stretch and knowing contact's going to come fairly quickly. And if you take the mark, you know your opponent's probably going to fall to ground. That's exactly what happened.
Well, that's the key. As soon as your opponent goes to ground, you've got that extra few yards. And he had the composure to hit the target. So good work from the youngster. Looks like he may be one of those players that will step up over the next 1 to 2 years and fill the void of the greats that are leaving the game for the Sydney Swans.
Important kick for Sydney. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Need a goal. Luke Ablett from 45 metres out. Doesn't miss. And gets his first for the evening. 2. More than likely against Carlton.
Big advantage, massive advantage.
Black. Something you don't often see with Brett Kirk. He's got his hands full with Black getting a fair bit of the ball. Travis Johnson, kick was smothered. Gets it back, can reload. He delivers it onto the chest of Polkinghorne. Squeezed a kick inboard to Stiller. Working by inches, and that's 50. Hayden Kennedy right on the spot. The umpiring decisions haven't gone the way of Sydney tonight, but on that occasion, he's only got himself to blame.
Oh, was that Kieran Jack who came up? Yeah, came out with the mark. Lukey Power, he's tagging Lukey Power. Lukey's tapped him on the head, tapped him on the backside 3 times since he's done it, and say, well done, son. That was dumb, I would think.
Shaney Stiller gets in on the action. Crowd don't like it.
I say it again, though, this lead has been built on a midfield who is dominating the Sydney Swans at the moment. They need some speed in there. They're tagging a lot of players, so maybe they have to release some of these tags after half-time.
Matner.
He's gone too far.
What's happened there?
He's run too far.
It's not getting the rub of the green, Sydney. And again, Hayden Kennedy.
Did he take a bounce?
No.
No.
There's hesitation from the pressure that Jonathan Brown applied. Eventually Matner went again, but according to Hayden Kennedy, let's look at it. Count that, Rob.
Did a bounce in the first step.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think he's right. He's on fire, Hayden Kennedy, tonight.
He's having a good one, but that's where you see a lot of modern players actually in their first 2 or 3 steps take a bounce when it's very, very unnecessary. By the time you need a bounce, too much pressure around.
This will hurt. He doesn't miss. He's got 2.
Why would they do that? If you're the best player in the year, you should be selected in the year.
Jeez, you've given me the stare down there. I wasn't suggesting that he should.
I agree with you. It does happen because players with names get picked a number of times when they don't deserve the right. So pick them on how they play for the season.
This bloke earned his way into the All-Australian side a couple of times, and that's exactly why. Opening goal to Simon Black. McDonald has floated the handball.
Gee, this man's really creating some damage off halfback Mitch Clark. Jolly can't run with him around the ground at the moment.
16 possessions to Mitch Clark. What happens to Mitch Clark when Charman and, more importantly, Leuenberger are fit next year?
Mitch Clark's the number 1 ruck.
No doubt.
Leuenberger's going to slot into number 2, I would think.
Well, then Jamie Charman's coming to an end.
That was the proper question.
Well, why didn't you say it then, Spice?
Well, I was just trying to be nice.
You're suggesting Charman's...
Oh, we've got a 50-metre penalty here. So this looks like another goal to the Brisbane Lions, you would think. Inside 50.
It's a very generous 50-metre penalty too.
Back to your question though, the ruck stocks look very rosy moving forward. for the Brisbane Lions now that Mitch Clark has just jumped out of the blocks.
He was a bit stiff, Leo Barry, but according to the interpretation, that is 50. Wasn't in the marking contest. Polkinghorne.
He's off the long run.
Gee, is he what?
Will kick from just outside 50. Brisbane leading by 32 points. Early stages, third quarter. Distance will not be a problem. That is a wonderful kick from James Polkinghorne. Brisbane open up the third quarter with 2 goals. Last line of defence, Roberts Thompson. Got to get some run from somewhere. Can it be Ryan O'Keefe? Good kick down the line to Bevan. Jack's worked hard into some space. He wants his favourite left foot boot. Goods has got to go. 1 out, 3 bites of the cherry.
Got to go back.
Good mark.
Unless he can get a quick kick into the corridor to find someone free, go back, take the responsibility on. I give him a chance to kick it from here, but there is a lead. Oh, it worked out well. Is that a...
Well, I think the push was into the side of... looks like Lockie Henderson there from big Jesse White. He's got good upper body strength. I think the shove might have been into the side, so perfectly legal. Fair to say, the Swans need this one.
There's still some confusion around that interpretation.
Yes. Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Yep. Jesse White needs to kick the goal. Good build-up. Good finish. Didn't anticipate Crouch coming through. Powell just wanted the ball, grabbed it cleanly, looked good, couldn't find a target. Jack around the corner, up in the direction of Bevan. Good work by Johnson. Goods was clean. Fed a handball back to Roberts Thompson. Goods is on his bike again. Sees Luke Ablett, got to go. Took the mark just inside 50. He's got O'Loughlin 1 out if he wants to move it on quickly. Does that. Driving ball. Michael O'Loughlin to the fat side. Great kick. Good option.
Yeah, great call too, Swatto. You picked it beautifully then. Luke Ablett, again, Jack was involved. Hanbury kept the ball alive, and Bevan was also involved in the tackle there. So they've had the clear run from half-back 2 times in a row, and you get it in one-on-one. I don't care how many times you want to hold the ball up and make it slow movement. As soon as you do that, as you say, no defender can stop that.
Back-to-back goals for the Swans. White kicking the last goal of the game. It's an important kick. A little momentum, and O'Loughlin doesn't let his teammates down. Handballed it.
With the old 360 rule, I think if you're in the tackle and you get dragged around the 360, you rarely get away with it.
A couple of players that play for other teams that get away with that. The ball bounced over the back of the pack. Adam Goods runs his full measure. This will light him up. 3 goals to the Swans. Game on.
Especially with the class they have up forward. Lachlan Goods.
McVeigh worked into the square. All players on the outer side, which opens up the near side. They've done it well. Ablett, nice juggling mark. White on the burst. Takes it cleanly.
Great switch. Great switch. As soon as you can take it from the skinny side to the fat side where you've got all the space, that was a beautiful switch. And then what you've got to do is use your foot skills. Well done to Ablett. If you fumble there, the pressure comes to you and you mightn't have to or be able to relate to hitting White on the lead like he did.
That was a set play. Every Sydney player took Brisbane players on the outer side. Jesse White needs to cap it off. He did it before, kicking his second. He's done it again. Nailing his third. Free kicks now going Sydney's way. No coincidence, they're getting in front.
Here's high to control the tempo somehow.
O'Keefe has been good. Kirk Casters are forward.
Now the spiritual leader's the power forward. Great contested grab. That's a genuine contested mark. Had the class to hold his opponent under the ball.
Now, did he use his hands on his back? Oh, no, I'd let him have that. Well done, great.
It was under the armpits. There's no doubt about that on his direct opponent.
He got still up. That is a fantastic grab now.
But you can't take that off.
If that was another 15 metres out, I'd be worried about making the distance if I was Brett Kirk. And let me tell you, I have been there, you blokes. I know about that. But, look, this is a massive goal from, as you say, the spiritual leader.
This will bring the house down. They're down by 14 points. The spiritual leader tentatively kicks the goal. Sydney have kicked the last 5. And has been a part of an impressive 11 minutes. Sydney have kicked the last 5 goals in 11 minutes.
It's come from here, Swatter.
Yep.
O'Keefe's been fantastic. McVeigh's gone to black and just crawled in for the last 6 or 7 minutes.
They work it free. Sherman cuts through the corridor. Brown in front of Bolton. Educated kick by Justin Sherman. Likes to load up, but on that occasion did the right thing.
That's their first clearance, centre bounce clearance, out of the last 4. And when they did it, again, I just said that the midfielders of the Swans have been fantastic. Kieran Jack's been involved. Kirk also, who'd lowered his colours and lifted the last 5 minutes. This man, he just stands up every time they're challenged.
Captains do the important things when their teams are challenged, and that's exactly what Jonathan Brown has done. Gets a handy goal back. Bolton shuts him down, wraps him up with a good tackle. Numbers on this side of the ground favour Sydney. Roberts-Thompson, important kick. It's good, goes to Hanbury. He's got a teammate, absolutely torch Reece Shaw. Didn't see him to his benefit. Good kick goes to Jolly, out of side. O'Loughlin's on his bike, has got a couple of yards from Rowe. Ignores that and goes wide to Smith. Half forward. Important kick coming up towards O'Loughlin. He is one of the best one-on-one players I've seen.
He is. He's not a monstrous man. I mean, he's got reasonable strength, but you could just see his work rate off the ball to pump out the leads was very good. But see the strength there to push off Jason Rowe with that left arm. Very good strength. Held his position and took a genuine contested mark. Now, this will be a tough shot on goal.
What's he do then? You're the great goal kicker in this box.
Gee, you right-hand sure he were you? I mean, it's obviously
right-hand post back into the middle. Is that right?
Get out the points, and it should on the right-hand side. It should float back.
Michael O'Loughlin
like that
has kicked his 4th goal, and Sydney are back within 8. Wouldn't have thought he'd be too tired playing defensive.
No, he hasn't moved for 7 minutes.
Not a bad gig. Loose man in defence in modern football.
It's a ripper, isn't it?
Ablett, straight on the ground, got involved. Jolly was stripped of the ball, so was Rishkatelli. McVeigh, back of the pack. Spun away, got a handball off to Hanbury. Round the corner, up in the direction of Goods. Well done by Henderson. Attacking the ball at pace was Jack. This is a big play. Michael O'Loughlin with 2 to beat. Over the top of the pack. McGrath, could he save the day? For the moment he does. Run down by O'Loughlin. Crowd wants ball. Jack gets involved. Try to cap off. A wonderful team goal! Unbelievable! Well done, Mickey O!
Well, you midfielders talk about forwards not chasing and tackling. What about the old veteran there? Mickey O'Loughlin's been around for 35 years. Was in the contest 2-on-1. That's how worried the Brisbane Lions are with Mickey O's influence. But the ball hit the ground, and you just needed that pressure at ground level. He laid the tackle and set up the goal. Don't know who kicked the goal, it doesn't matter. Mickey O'Loughlin put the pressure on to set up the goal for Kieran Jack.
Brown, he wants an option. Sydney getting all their numbers back now.
This would be the lift the Brisbane Lions need.
Now he goes back.
Outside his range.
Opens it up to Black. Sydney must be aware of that.
He never looked like having a shot at goal then, Rishkatelli.
They've set numbers back across half forward. Hawksley, intelligent kick. Got it to a noted goal kicker who can kick the ball with great penetration, Ash McGrath.
Oh, gee, it was a sensational game. And Ash McGrath, you know better than me, Lynchy, and you said that he got a great penetrating kick.
I mozzed him there.
Get off the fence. What will he do here?
You'd have to back him in. Windy night, but I'll still back him in.
All right.
Oh, you are a legend, Lynchy.
He's a beautiful kick of the ball, and that's the steadier for Brisbane.
Up.
Goods! Got up, couldn't take it. Rich, calmly.
Oh, good hand.
First year of football. We think he's been playing for 10. Patful. Here he is again. Good running. What about the delivery?
Oh, how good was that?
He might get it back. No. Brown will drive it long. He's got a teammate. That looks like Hawksley. Grundy did well, but to protect the ball, Roberts-Thompson. Now the running man's got to go. He can look up. He's got Jolly, who's worked towards the outer wing. Gets a bouncing ball.
McVeigh's
come back inboard. Good call, Shorey. Floats it to McVeigh. Needs a kind bounce. Didn't get it, but Jack did. Turns around. Pumps it in the direction of Goods.
Oh, he's paid it. He's paid the mark.
Oh, gee, the umpire, did he have enough on it?
I think he had control. There wasn't a lot in it, but Adam Goods has taken a good mark dead in front. Have a look at the replay here.
It's a free kick anyway, really.
Oh, he's controlled.
Wrapped up. Your opponent cannot take their eye off the ball and put your hand around you anyway, so, gee, well done. Went back with the flight of the ball.
Well, Swanner, you put it on me all night. You played a bit of footy with Adam Goods. Talk us through this one.
Well, he's kicked 2 goals, 1 from 17 possessions, and big players do big things on big stages. He's got 2 Brownlows. He may have a third later in the year.
He's put it down.
Has to kick the goal with 3.5 still to play. It will be a 1-point ball game. It would be a fairy tale finish. Adam Goods does not miss.
Got it down.
Number 3, we've got a game on.
Well, have we got a game on? And that came from the half-back line. They somehow got to the contest to keep the ground level. Reece Shaw comes off half-back. Didn't find Jolly, but Jolly was able to collect the ball at ground level. McVeigh was in the corridor. And a long kick. Well done, Adam Goods. Gee, he's... Tell you what, I reckon he nearly voted in the last 6 weeks out of 7, I would think. He has had a sensational 6 to 7 weeks.
Oh, it's 3.5 minutes of pulsating stuff. It's a 1-point ball game. O'Loughlin, Barry, Crouch will not play another game. Could it be a fairy tale finish for the Swans, or will it be a home final for Brisbane? Jolly to Kurt. Great tackle from Clark. Dispossessed him from the big man.
Gee, it was. See, that's Mitch Clark's real strength there. At ground level as a ruckman. Not just to get it at ground level himself, but the tackle like that, fantastic.
One last hurrah for Jared Crouch. He's been taped off with a blood rule. He's back in for his last couple of minutes of AFL football. Ball still inside the square. And we'll do it all again.
Massive numbers.
3 minutes to play.
Ash McGrath's just dropped off the back of this pack, out of the congestion. Smart move. Once again, a smart move. Adam Goods is pushed up to make it a 2-on-1 contest.
Jolly worked his way through. Coming the other way was Rich. It was a great tackle. Power dives over the top of the ball. Did well, had to get rid of it. Black somehow got boot to ball. Big play coming up. Players come from everywhere. Brown wanted it. Brown got it. Gave it to Sherman. This will ice the game almost. Justin Sherman kicks the goal.
Oh, he was very good early in the first half. He was outstanding. Quite a third quarter, but found some space. You don't want to leave Justin Sherman out by himself. On this occasion, he had a shot on goal. Jonathan Brown, some good work, hit up. McVeigh just lost contact with Justin Sherman, but not a lot he could do. And that's a good conversion. Looks like it may be enough. 7 points to the good are the Brisbane Lions as Justin Sherman just gets a little excited with the goal.
Well, the vagaries of our game, the way that oval ball bounced then, that could have gone anywhere, and it did go anywhere, straight into the man you wanted in his hands, and that's Jonathan Brown.
His 3rd goal for the evening. Forgot momentarily. You've got to walk past the supporters to get on the bus. Just trying to silence them there with a little bit of a one-finger salute.
That's what it was, yes.
Yep.
This man's lifted the last 7 minutes. Had a quiet 9, Rich.
So is Jonathan Brown. The square to Rich again. Trying to get away from Goods. Got a handball to Sheldon. Still time if Sydney are good enough. O'Keefe, Carell. Eventually Sheldon went to ground. He's got support back edge of the square.
They can't go forward. They've got no one forward.
Rich can thump it a long way, and he does that, but started back there standing the goal square. Defensive goal in. That was Craig Bolton.
Last roll of the dice.
Got to roll the dice. They come through the corridor. Thornton got the kick from Roberts-Thompson to McVeigh. Here's the play. What's Reece Shaw got? What's he got? Nothing, because the kick went over his head to Jason Rowe.
Michael O'Loughlin, well done to Jason Rowe, because Michael O'Loughlin 20 yards off that threw his hands in the air and saying go for the ball. Well, you've got to come up with your opponent.
Good work. Backed himself. Saw the ball coming in long and took the courage to leave his opponent and go for the marking contest. So that's good work on a reasonably tough night from Jason Rowe.
No, that's play on. That's a tough call against Ash McGrath. Ball does go inside 50. Very good on that occasion. Hensley got it from Hawksley. Chips the ball towards Redden. Good mark from Leaping. Leo Barry one more time.
There's another good grab just to finish off the career in the last game.
Got to go. 80 seconds still to play. They're down by 7. 2 kicks to win the match for Sydney.
Oh, no.
Leo just spoiled a great mark, trying to set something up for his team. Sherman, Leo goes again. Loose ball, middle of the square. Ablett wrapped up by Sherman. Goes into the arms of Harding. Got it to Black. They'll look to run down the time now, Brisbane. And they'll do it in the arms of Jonathan Brown.
Hands in the back. Hands in the back with Bolton. And this man will kick. There's no doubt he'll suck it in here. Might have winded himself, but he looks like he has. Let's have it. Yeah, it has to be a free kick. No boos there. It doesn't matter. You can boo all you want.
The big news, boys, in the middle of the ground. Simon Black stretching his left hamstring. He's in the trainer now, so keep an eye on him right now.
Well picked up, Lee Colbert. Simon Black just at half forward there.
Hope it's cramped.
Oh, you'd hope it's
Forward to
cramped.
your screen. Trainers are going out to him now. Jonathan Brown going back further than...
doesn't look good.
No, and remembering, Josh Drummond already off. No Daniel Merritt, no Daniel Bradshaw. They will more than likely win now. That'll be a home final, but they've got some serious injury concerns, Brisbane. Jonathan Brown, to finish the game off, starts at left and it hangs out there for a behind.
Big torp down the middle. That's it. You got, what, 30-odd seconds. Has to be a torpedo. Everybody's got to know it. Get numbers to the front. Don't even think about going out wide.
McVeigh.
Bingo.
Tony Shaw went to himself towards Goods. Clark was up high. Got it to Kirk.
Bounce.
Needs a bouncing ball over Rowe and he tacked it. Well done, Jason Rowe.
Geez, done well.
He's been very good in this fourth quarter. Got it out towards Travis Johnson. 18 seconds on the clock. Squeezed a kick to Simon Black. He's still moving. May have a problem with his left hamstring. Got a bouncing handball to Johnson. Tried to do the same to McDonald and he fired it in the direction of Rish Catelli.
Yeah, Simon Black's coming off. Now that, I don't think that'd be cramp. You know you get rid of a cramp. Gee, that's shocking luck if it is a hamstring injury.
He is still grabbing it.
Oh, you've got to get
still
him
not
off.
coming off. He's looking at the bench.
What is going on?
Brisbane will host a home final. It'll be the first time in 5 years that Jonathan Brown will captain his team in September. A 7-point win, an 8-point win to the Brisbane Lions, 15-10-100, defeating Sydney 14-8-92.